What's going on, guys? We've been rolling with 2 to 3 vids a day on the main channel. Any other videos are still going to be harshly rolled over to the gaming channel that are meme-based, video game-based, just won't get monetized on the main channel, so make sure you keep an eye out on that. 10 recently discovered insects. You know, insects are kind of like my thing. Okay, if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen a couple videos in the past couple days of some insects I've actually found out and about. You know, they procreate at an alarming rate. Something that would make any man's genitals probably cry with the amount of fucking that goes on in the insect kingdom. So, here's 10 recently discovered insects. They might be dangerous even. I think that's mostly just clickbait stuff, but let's get into it, man. It looks like they might be using some music. We'll see. Video might actually it might actually be chopped up like hella bad because of the music that they use, but I still want to watch it, so let's do it. Play.
Shot to catch its prey. Check out these 10 recently discovered insects. Madagascar's pelican spider. Thought to have gone extinct until 18 new species were rediscovered in 2018. The Madagascar pelican spider is one of the most bizarre-looking spiders on the planet. In fact, it doesn't really resemble a spider at all. At a mere 5 millimeters long, these tiny spiders behave just as odd as they look. Because the most interesting thing is that they don't do what other spiders do. They don't build webs, dig tunnels, or set tripwires waiting for an unsuspecting insect to come along. Instead, they follow the faint trails of silk that other spiders leave behind as they go stalking their fellow arachnids until they get a chance to pounce.
Wow, that's so interesting. Let's look this up.
This pelican spider's appearance may give you a chill, but lucky for us, it's only the size of a grain of rice.
Oh my god, that is so awful actually, and I love bugs.
So, no worries. Unless you yourself happen to be a very small spider. This creature hunts its own kind.
Wow.
These strange-looking pelican spiders were first discovered in 1854.
1854, wow.
They were preserved in 50 million-year-old amber. It was decades later that these tiny creatures, thought to be as extinct as the dinosaurs, were discovered thriving in Madagascar and in South Africa and Australia. Why those 3 countries? Before 175 million years ago, those areas were neighbors, so the spiders probably already existed. Then the supercontinent Pangaea broke up, leaving us with the arrangement we have today.
Have there been any other theories since Pangaea that might explain stuff like that, or no? Makes sense to me, but it's what I was taught, so I'm always suspicious if we have the same theories that I was taught years ago. But here we go.
Hitchhiking Beetle. You might think that riding ants is a mode of transportation reserved for animated kids' movies and a certain wisecracking Avenger. But apparently a newly discovered beetle in Costa Rica heard about how strong ants are and decided to hitch a ride. First found by scientists in 2017, a group of biologists almost didn't notice this well-disguised beetle clamped onto the abdomen of an army ant. It's so well-disguised that detecting this insect is nearly impossible with the naked eye, and the researchers only noticed them because of a strange difference in the reflection of the abdomen of some of the ants they were collecting at night. An up-close inspection of the captured ants that are slightly different colors. Literally.
That's fucking great. Let's look up that.
Roaming the forest floor, these army ants are doing what army ants do best. A team of researchers from the US and Germany recently conducted a survey of these guests in the tropical rainforest of Costa Rica. Using their morphological expertise and DNA sequence data, they were able to identify several new species of insects that had integrated themselves.
So it is actually more than one, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's actually more than one type of beetle, not just the one beetle.
Among them, hitchhiking beetle disguised as an ant's rear end.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Unlike most ants, army ants are nomadic.
That's a great picture of it. Now, the other one they didn't depict it that well, in my opinion. This is the beetle part here. That is the real ant abdomen there. So you see how it's not harming the ant in any way, and literally it's just taking a ride. That's insane.
An up-close
inspection. This doesn't really tell you that this clamp here is the beetle there. So creepy, but great.
Seethrough Shrimp.
Seethrough Shrimp.
The Seethrough Shrimp looks like something straight out of a horror movie.
We've actually seen
but it's not actually a shrimp. But it's not an alien either. These strikingly disturbing-looking crustaceans were discovered by a team from the University of Seville in Spain and are actually members of the amphipod family. They live in the deep dark of several caves off the coast of Catalina and appear to have at least a few adaptations in common with deep-sea creatures. They have small eyes, completely see-through bodies, and display sexual dimorphism. That is to say, the two sexes are easily distinguishable by sign. Males are much larger, with bigger claws than females. Despite their somewhat
I got so confused there after they said that. I was like, I know what that means.
Appearance,
I know what
the
that
translucent
means.
bodies serve the very important purpose of helping disguise them in the water. And the trick has been so successful that we've only just found out about them in 2013.
I was about to say, that's pretty fucking good, actually. You're literally see-through.
Fairy-like moth. It's not often that a moth is a mystery, but the aptly named Inigma Moth is practically a Rubik's Cube level puzzle. Described as a living fossil, this sparkling insect is part of an ancient group of moths with ties back to the days of the dinosaurs.
It's a terrible dinosaur clip.
In fact, these odd little creatures
I'm very excited. I'm having an allergic reaction right now, and I feel like I want to sneeze at every moment, but I'm very interested in this. I just can't really move my face that much because I'm like dying here.
so prehistoric with their iridescent gold and purple scales and feather-like tasseled wings that their discovery in 2015 has provided scientists a unique window into the evolutionary path of moths and, quite possibly, insects as a whole. What makes the survival of this species especially remarkable is the fact that their entire adult life is only 1 day long.
Oh,
so
my
if you thought
God.
finding a date it was hard, imagine having to do it all under 24 hours.
Wow.
Yet somehow this tiny, fluffy bag has managed to not just survive, but to thrive undetected for millennia.
Ain't nothing like having a little bit of urgency, man. The moth apparently only lives for a day, so you gotta be doing it now. At this moment, actually.
Living branch.
Oh, we've seen
The
these.
stick, the sword.
This is not new.
Post.
At all.
If this living branch ever took on a role in some sort of stage play, it would probably be regulated to serving as one of these less than dignified props. But that's okay, because this bug doesn't want any attention. At more than a foot long and considered the second largest stick insect ever to be found in the world, this species makes itself at home in the jungles of Vietnam. It was discovered just in the year 2014 and managed to stay hidden for so long despite its size because its stick-like form matches so perfectly to its environment.
I'm pretty sure I learned about stick bugs when I was in elementary school. Botanical illustrator painted a leaf and stick insects that they saw on their travels in the 1870s. What an interesting thing to lie about.
That it's nearly impossible to spot if you're just walking through the forest. This seemingly odd adaptation has allowed it and similar...
Hold on, sorry, I gotta go to the comment section. For real, arachnids are for real. They are not insects. They're not. Yeah, they're not dangerous. How is the shrimp a deadly creature? Newly discovered animals, discovered in 2013. Yeah, no, they're not. They were actually discovered way before that, too. This video is just, like, full of bullshit.
Insects to survive in relative safety, often disguising themselves as a very peculiar kind of tree depending on the species. Fearless ant. It's well known that ants are almost robotically loyal to their home colonies, but one fearless ant species, discovered in Madagascar back in 2014, take their dedication to family to whole new heights. When worker and fighter ants at the entrance of the nest sense the presence of an intruder, they exhibit what is considered a rather strange and extreme insect behavior. Instead of swarming the foreign body as regular ants would, these oddball insects grab onto the offending creature with their huge jaws and hurl themselves off the high ledges through which they tunnel their homes. Often, this brash move is all it takes to toss potential threats to the side, and then the ants can just get up, march up the hill, and go back to work as if nothing's happened.
I was about to say, we watched a video a while ago that kind of like explains why your weight distributed based on like how gravity affects you literally determines like how much damage you're gonna take or some shit like that. But like ants can fall the same equivalent of height as humans and be completely fine.
It's certainly odd, but an effective strategy to defend the colony. and it's earned them many thousands of years of survival as a species. Vicious wasp. A lot of people like bees, and it's not exactly hard to see why. They're fluffy, they pollinate our food, and they basically keep the entirety of our ecosystem in balance.
I like what bees do.
Bees,
I don't really like
30%
bees.
30% of crops and 90% of wild plants simply wouldn't exist. Wasps, however, aren't always so helpful. Sometimes they're downright
What do you mean? They're like almost never helpful.
scary, and the perfectly named bonehouse wasp is definitely terrifying. First spotted in 2014 by German researchers working in China.
I'll Google it later.
This deadly insect doesn't just pack a reusable sting.
Oh yeah, this one, I think it is
It's
extra.
brilliantly demented. Females of this species have a uniquely horrifying way of providing for their young. When a bonehouse wasp is ready to lay her eggs, she constructs a nest made up of many solid-walled cells,
Terrifying.
catches and kills a spider for each cell, depositing a single egg into the body of each arachnid.
And then it hatches outside of their body.
She then covers and seals each cell with the bodies of dead ants to disguise the smell of her soon-to-be offspring
It's awful.
with the chemicals of the rotting ant corpses. Triangle weaver spider.
And she just moves the fuck on.
This interesting spider was recently discovered and has a remarkable ability that other spiders don't possess. The triangle weaver, Hyptiotes cavatus, builds a web to catch its prey like any other spider. However, when their prey hit the web, something near logic-defying happens. Sitting in one corner, the spider seems to suddenly teleport in the blink of an eye closer to its prey. Then another, and then another, until the web eventually collapses on the insect. It might seem like this spider has the ability to teleport,
What the fuck?
but it's actually pulling off something you'd never think
Instant
possible.
transmission, my nigga.
With its front legs, it tugs a thread within the larger structure of the web, building up tension, while at the same time using its back legs to hold another anchor thread, leaving a lot of slack. The extra thread coils up near the spider's spinneret, and when the spider releases the coiled anchor line, the arachnid rockets forward with incredible speed, which researchers measured at an astonishing 0.4 miles per second.
What the fuck?
773 meters per second, which equates to a dizzying 79 Gs.
God
To give you
damn.
an example of how incredible that is, fighter pilots pass out at just 9 Gs. Cave-dwelling beetle.
Okay, hold on. This is gonna be the last insect of this. A, because of the music is claimed, but B, because you know, this is what we do here. If you want to just sit around and watch videos, you can do that by yourself. Triangle weaver spider. Yo, I gotta see this, bro. The fucking dramatic ass music. We watched that whole thing and this one was just fucking chilling, bro. It didn't even fucking do the cool catapult shit. See, the way the guy described it, it was like it just shows up out of nowhere. But as you can see here, it collapses in piece by piece. And the spider itself really, it's holding a lot of tension and everything, which is very impressive, you know, to collapse the web on the thing. But the spider, you know, is not really launching itself normally. That's not its normal mode of transportation. Let's see if we can find a clip of it. That is cool. That's a good shot of it right there. Wow, that's a good shot of it right there. Wow. Look at it and then it holds tension. That's so impressive. That's impressive. Alright, that's the clip that we're looking for. We'll holler at you guys, man. Peace.